The Bill Gates empire, from dropout to $120 billion philanthropist. The owner of Microsoft. What would you do if you could turn $2 million into $130 million just by sitting in the same house for 37 years? What if I told you the richest man in the world for 18 years just gave away $51 billion in a single week and called it getting started? Meet Bill Gates, the Harvard dropout who didn't just change how the world uses computers, but who's now trying to give away his entire fortune before he dies. This is the story of a man who built Microsoft into a $245 billion empire, only to discover that spending money is harder than making it. Before we dive into this incredible journey from coding teenager to global philanthropist, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for more stories about the world's most influential billionaires. Chapter 1. The Beginnings of a Tech Visionary. William Henry Gates III was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington. His father was a prominent lawyer, and his mother served on the board of directors of First Interstate Bank System and United Way of America. Gates was privately educated at Lakeside School, where he befriended Paul Allen and developed his computing interests. He wrote his first software program using the basic programming system on the school's computer, creating a program that allowed users to play tic-tac-toe. Gates, alongside Paul Allen, Rick Weiland, and Kent Evans, established the Lakeside Programmers Club to make money. This wasn't just a hobby. They were already thinking like entrepreneurs, looking for ways to monetize their coding skills. Chapter 2. The Birth of Microsoft. Gates dropped out of Harvard in his second year to pursue his computer software company with Allen. They developed a basic interpreter for the Altair 8800 and partnered with MITS. Allen coined the name Microsoft, later changed to Microsoft. The company became independent of MITS in 1976 and received a huge boost from their partnership with IBM, creating PC-DOS for $50K. Gates became president and chairman, with Allen as vice president. They launched Microsoft Windows to compete with Apple's Macintosh, alongside developing Word and Excel. Windows gained massive popularity and profit, making Gates his first $1 billion in 19... When Microsoft went public in 1986, Gates owned 45% of the company, boosting his net worth to $350 million. Chapter 3. Becoming the world's richest man for the first time in 1995, with a net worth of $12.9 billion. Gates held this title for 12 straight years after, culminating in 2007 with a net worth of $56 billion. Forbes magazine ranked him as the world's wealthiest person for 18 out of 24 years between 1995 and 2017, including 13 years consecutively from 1995 to 2007. He became the first centibillionaire in 1999, when his net worth briefly surpassed $100 billion. Think about that. In 1999, when most people were still getting used to dial-up internet, Bill Gates had already accumulated more wealth than entire country's GDP. But here's what makes Bill's wealth story unique. He didn't hold on to his Microsoft shares. Over the years, Bill has raked in over $50 billion from dividends and stock sales, which he funneled into Cascade Investment, his private investment firm. Today, he only owns 103 million shares of Microsoft, which, assuming a $370 price per share, equates to just $38 billion of his net worth today. The remaining roughly $100+ billion net worth comes from an extremely diverse portfolio of investments and assets that are primarily controlled by his investment vehicle, Cascade Investments. Nowadays, Cascade is said to manage more than $200 billion in assets, spread across a wide-ranging and impressive investment portfolio. Chapter 4. The Cascade Investment Empire. Through Cascade Investment, Bill has built an empire that extends far beyond technology. Some of its biggest and most notable investments include: Cascade Investment is the largest farmland owner in the United States, owning 269,000 acres through a network of shell companies. This investment has been counter-cyclical to the stock market. Four Seasons Hotel and Resorts. Starting in 2007, Bill and Cascade teamed up with Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal in a roughly 50-50 partnership to control 70% of the Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts brand. In September 2021, Bill and Cascade bought out Prince Al-Walid's $2.21 billion stake, boosting their ownership to 71.3% and valuing the hotel chain at $10 billion. Cascade's largest holding is in Berkshire Hathaway, representing over 50% of its portfolio. The five largest publicly disclosed equity holdings of Cascade Investment are Canadian National Railway, Republic Services, a waste removal company, Ecolab, a disinfectant maker, FEMSA, a drinks group, and others. Republic Services. Cascade Investment holds a 34.1% stake in this waste management company, positioning it as the largest shareholder. This shows Bill's strategy isn't just about glamorous tech investments. He understands that basic services like waste management provide steady, reliable returns. Gates has built an extensive real estate portfolio, combining personal acquisitions with holdings managed through Cascade Investment. His primary residence, a 66,000 square foot estate in Medina, Washington, was purchased for $2 million in 1988 and is now valued at over $130 million. Bill Gates' mega mansion, dubbed Xanadu 2.0 in reference to Citizen Kane, is exactly the opulence you would expect a billionaire to live in. The 66,000 square foot mansion in Lake Washington has 6 kitchens, 24 bathrooms, a trampoline room, indoor pool, sports courts, sauna, and oddly, just 7 bedrooms. For one, Xanadu 2.0 might be one of Gates's best investments. He bought the lakeside property in 1988 for $2 million, and Fortune now estimates the estate is worth $130 million. He poured $63 million and 7 years of renovations into the mansion to make sure everything was just right. Beyond his main residence, Gates owns a $16 million desert mansion at the exclusive Vintage Club in Indian Wells, California. The 1.33-acre estate includes nearly 14,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, and a guitar-shaped swimming pool. He also owns a 314-acre private island in Belize, a $43 million beachfront mansion in San Diego, and a 492-acre ranch in Wyoming, once owned by Buffalo Bill Cody. His U.S. homes alone have a combined annual tax bill of $6 million, pocket change for someone earning $5,900 per second. Over time, Gates reduced his role at Microsoft to focus on his philanthropic work with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the world's largest private charitable organization, which he and his then-wife Melinda French Gates co-chaired from 2000 until 2024. After French Gates resigned as co-chair following the couple's divorce, the foundation was renamed the Gates Foundation, with Gates as its sole chair. In 2010, he and Warren Buffett founded the Giving Pledge, whereby they and other billionaires pledged to give at least half their wealth to philanthropy. But Bill has gone much further than that commitment. In 2025, Gates stated that he and his wife Melinda had given away more than $100 billion to charity. The Gates Foundation, co-founded by Melinda French Gates, has donated more than $100 billion since 2000, focusing on areas including health, education, and poverty alleviation. Gates became known for his efforts to eradicate transmissible diseases such as tuberculosis, malaria, and polio. But the most dramatic demonstration of his commitment came recently. In just a few days, Gates reduced his net worth by a staggering $51 billion, almost 30% of his remaining wealth, after recently announcing plans to give away virtually all his fortune in the next 2 decades. The Microsoft co-founder's net worth, which stood at $175 billion on July 3, dropped to $124 billion on Thursday, following an updated calculation by the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. The 69-year-old philanthropist revealed in May that he planned to donate his wealth through the Gates Foundation, and then close the organization he co-founded with ex-wife Melinda French Gates by the end of 2045. People will say a lot of things about me when I die, but I am determined that he died rich will not be one of them. Gates wrote in a May 8 blog post, "There are too many urgent problems to solve for me to hold on to resources that could be used to help people." Chapter 7. The Personal Transformation. Gates's public image has changed dramatically over the years. At first, he was perceived as a brilliant but ruthless robber baron, a nerd-turned-tycoon. Starting in 2000 with the foundation of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and particularly after he stepped down as head of Microsoft, he turned his attention increasingly to philanthropy. However, Bill and Melinda announced their divorce in 2021 after 27 years of marriage. In February 2023, Gates confirmed he was dating Paula Hurd, widow of former Oracle and HP executive Mark Hurd. Despite being a single empty nester, Gates shows no interest in downsizing from his massive estate, calling it a carefully crafted environment that supports his work and lifestyle. The Gates Legacy. Bill Gates represents something unique in the history of wealth accumulation. He's not just rich, he's systematically trying to become unrich. While other billionaires compete to be the wealthiest person alive, Gates has made it his mission to give away his fortune as effectively as possible. His story proves that true wealth isn't just about accumulation, it's about impact. From a teenage programmer writing tic-tac-toe games, to building the world's largest software company, to becoming history's most generous philanthropist, Gates has redefined what it means to be successful. At 69 years old, with a current net worth of $120 billion, Gates continues to work every day not to get richer, but to solve humanity's biggest problems. His commitment to give away virtually all his wealth before he dies represents perhaps the greatest wealth transfer in human history. Whether you see him as a tech visionary, a business genius, or a philanthropic pioneer, one thing is certain: Bill Gates has spent his entire adult life trying to change the world, first with software, now with generosity, and he's just getting started.